Hello everyone, and welcome back to Killershrewfan's Killer Toy Reviews. We have got another exciting review planned for you today, as part of Killershrewfan's 12 Days of Reviews, and in keeping with the same vein of yesterday's review, we have got another Terra figure for you today. This video was requested by Raptor Riot, and I believe it was actually his first request on our channel, so it is definitely high time that we bust this figure out and take a look at it. It is the Terra Parasaurolophus, and as you can see, it is basically the same story as the Acrocanthosaurus, and again, it is a repaint of the classic Battat version done back in the 90s, which is a highly collectible line, but a great line nonetheless. But owning this figure, having this figure, and the classic one, which I will show you eventually, honestly, this is a great substitute, and we're going to give you a closer look right here and right now on Killershrewfan's Killer Toy Reviews. But just like with the Acrocanthosaurus, we're going to start off with the packaging. As you can see, there he is, and you've got a lovely diorama of what looks like somewhere, it looks like a canyon area is what I'm getting. Down on the corner there, you've got the Dan LaRusso collection, Terra by Battat logo, the species on the right side of the box, and 3+ years, which I definitely qualify for. On the side, you've got the Terra by Battat logo, holes punched in there as if it is a living specimen with the this way up arrow pointing, which I think is just a fun detail. And on the back, you can see that you have got the same thing as the Acrocanthosaurus, a lot of fun facts and information about the species that is contained within the box. If you want to go ahead and pause this video to read that, feel free to. I'm not going to do that just for sake of time. And without further ado, I think it's time to bust this guy out of his packaging. So, as you can see, the box is the same story as the Acrocanthosaurus. If you want to keep it nice and preserved for display purposes, all you gotta do is cut the tape there, pop that tab open it up, and then you can slide out the little diorama piece, and then it is just a matter of undoing those twist ties enough so that you can pull the figure out. But there you have the two pieces, and on the bottom you can see all of the knots have been untangled, and if you want to put the figure back in, that's great. All you gotta do is retighten those wires, tighten up the knots, and slide it right back into this piece, and you are good to go. But without further ado, let's bring in our figure. There he is, standing in all of his glory, finally free from that prison. And wow, this really is a beautiful rendition of the Parasaurolophus. Honestly, in my humblest of opinions, probably one of the best out there on the market. But without further ado, let's give you guys a closer look at this figure, starting off at the head, as we are wont to do here. As you can see, he has got the sort of same story as the Acrocanthosaurus, where it's really just wrinkles, not really scales going on, but you've got the beak down here going up into that beautiful crest, which the Parasaurolophus is known for, iconic for, and then the eyes staring out at you, done in the classic sort of golden iris with the black pupil on both sides. Done. It's just absolutely tiny. I mean, there's my thumb. Look at the size of that eye and how finite that paint job is. As you can see, mine does have a little bit of a paint disorder going on, and that could entirely be my fault. I did have him out of the packaging for a little bit, but I did put him back in, so maybe in the time that he was out, he sort of got that nick going on down there. And there's also a little bit on his tail, which I think is unfortunate, but hey, if you're handy with a brush, that's a quick fix. Going down the body, as you can see, you have got more of the lovely wrinkles going down the neck as the creature turns and looks slightly off to the left. And an interesting feature on this Parasaurolophus is this flap of skin connecting the crest to the neck, which I do not think is really hugely accurate or all that accepted. I think it is sterilized, but it might not be the case as far as I know. Going down the body, you've got more of the lovely wrinkles and striations covering the entire thing, really apparent right in this section. Going down, you've got the classic sort of hadrosaur toes with the painted claws. I believe they were all fused together to form a hoof and were not individually nailed. I could be wrong about that. Going down the body, you've got a nice, powerful, but graceful-looking leg supporting the creature. This back one here is sort of pushing off the ground as the creature strides forward, which I think is just beautiful. On the other side, it's really the same story. I love the feet on this thing. I don't know what it is, but there's something just look at the heels there, how beautifully sculpted that is. Oh, it's just glorious. Going down the tail, as you can see, the wrinkle does continue all the way down to the end, and I think this might just be because of the box, but it does sort of come to a rather abrupt turn. The box seems a little small for this figure, and I think a little hot water and you can straighten that right out, just like the classic Kenner dinosaurs. And really, that's all there is to the look of this guy. As you can see, he is done with this very light cream color as the underbelly, and then we've got some brown stripes going down the back, which I think are really cool. It reminds me of an okapi, or an okapi, I don't know how you say that thing, but that really weird animal that people didn't believe was actually real for the longest time. And then you've got this lovely tan color right here, going up into the head where you've got this very, very dark, almost charcoal blue crest, and then a yellow flap of skin joining that to the neck. And once again, this figure is plagued with that high amount of gloss, which I just don't think looks right on a dinosaur figure, especially this particular species. But beyond that, I really do think that this is a great looking figure, and I do hold to the fact, I do still stand by my statement that this is one of the best examples of Parasaurolophus out on the market today. So, just how big is this lovely Parasaurolophus figure? Well, let's bring in our trusty dusty tape measure and find out. So from the tip of the nose all the way to the, all the way to the back of the tail, you're looking at right around 7 3/4 inches long, and from the base all the way to the highest point, which is the crest in this case, you're looking at right around about 3.5 inches off the ground, somewhere in that zone. We're going to do a little size comparison for you guys here. We're going to start off by bringing in our recently reviewed Terra by Battat Acrocanthosaurus figure, and if you want to see our review for this figure, link will be down in the description below. And as you can see, if you own any of the Terra figures, the Acrocanthosaurus in particular, hopefully you can get an idea on how these two size up next to each other. Next up, we're going to bring in the Old World Carnegie version of the Parasaurolophus, and it is just so fun seeing how far we have come when it comes to making dinosaur toys and how we represent species in different ways. I think that's one of my favorite parts about doing the size comparisons for you guys, is seeing the difference in style and what we have come to accept as accurate at the particular time that each toy was produced. And once again, I feel remiss because I do not have the new for 2017 Safari Limited Parasaurolophus figure, and I do apologize for that, but if you recall in our video, we did do a size comparison featuring none other than the Terra by Battat Parasaurolophus, so if you would like to see how that figure sizes up with this guy, be sure to check out our review of the new Safari version. Link will be down in the description below. And I promised I would do it, so here we're gonna do it. It is the original Battat take on the Parasaurolophus, and you can kind of see how these two figures size up next to each other, and just look at the different styles that they are done in. Both are beautiful takes. I mean, well, obviously, I mean, they're the same dang sculpture, but really, I mean, it's just so cool to see the two side by side after all this time. Really, honestly, I think I prefer the paint job that they did on the Terra by Battat version to the original Battat version. I don't know what it is, I just feel like this feels a little more natural, and I just feel like the bars on this are a little off to the eye. That being said, I am very glad I have both versions in my collection. They are both gorgeous representations of a very gorgeous and elegant dinosaur, and I highly recommend tracking down getting the Terra version, because that one is something that you can do, and if you get the opportunity to pick up the Battat version, definitely do that as well. You will not go wrong with either of these two models. Well, there you have it, guys and gals. That will conclude our look at the Terra by Battat Parasaurolophus figure. And as you can see, I did not put him back in the box. I do think it's easier for you guys to see him when he's out of the box. But all things considered, I think I'm going to give this guy a 7.5 out of 10. Like I said, it really is one of the best possible models of Parasaurolophus currently on the market. I think it falls down in the paint because of the gloss. I don't mind the paint job as a whole, but the gloss definitely hurts it. I don't remember if I scored this one quite as high as the Safari Limited version, but that was purely because of the paint and finish and detail level of that Safari figure, which was absolutely breathtakingly gorgeous. But as far as overall sculpt and design goes, I think I prefer the Terra or Battat version over that. But as always, I want to know what you guys think of this particular model. Do you love it? Do you hate it? Do you prefer this one or the Safari one? Which of the versions, the Battat original or this guy, do you prefer? Let me know all of those thoughts down in the comments section below. As always, I hope you enjoyed our video today. If you did, please hit that like button. Let us know that we did a good job, and don't forget to subscribe on the way out so that you don't miss any of our future videos. We will see you in our next review. Bye-bye now.